Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd. We praise Allah for His favors, and among His favors is this month of fasting, upon which Allah had given us help to fast, to stand in prayer. Let me tell you the truth. Days before Ramadan, I was really thinking deeply about my age now and my capacity. I had so much concerns about my patience. Would I be patient? I couldn't imagine it. But the first day of Ramadan, I kept walking for 3 hours and I did not feel hunger. And I was thinking to myself, how could this ever happen? Praise be to Allah. So it is a help from Allah, tawfiq, that Allah the Almighty had given us ease during this difficulty. So we were able to fast this month. My dear brethren, the religion of Islam is the religion that Allah had chosen for you as religion, saying, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. This day I have completed your religion for you and accomplished my favor upon you, and I accepted Islam as a religion for you. It is the religion that is fit for every time and every place, not as what people say, it's an old issue, now our time is different. It consists the solution for all problems that are past or in our modern life. And Allah the Almighty said, the religion with Allah is Islam. Ibrahim said, and I am one of the Muslims. Fir'aun, when he was breathing his last while drowning, he was saying, I am one of the Muslims. That is why Allah the Almighty said, whoever chooses for himself a religion other than Islam, it won't be accepted of him. And he will be, at the day of judgment, among the losers. My dear brethren, the Prophet ﷺ had given us a guarantee to be masoom. That means to be protected in faith. From what? From misguidance. Not guarantee that you may fall in sins. There is no guarantee on that. But there is a guarantee for infallibility. From what? From going out, from being diverted from this religion to another religion. As long as you hold fast the book of Allah and my sunnah, as the Prophet said, you will be given guarantee from misguidance. So whoever thinks that he can innovate and he can do what the Prophet didn't do as a matter of worship, let us tell him, you're deceived and you are conceited by thinking that it occurred to you such ritual of worship that it did not occur to the Prophet, who said, there is nothing that drive you closer to paradise but I ordered you to do, and there is nothing that drive you closer to hell but I warned you. That is why I like that word from Shafi'i, who said, but we follow the sunnah of Rasulullah in terms of doing and in terms of leaving. Not only the sunnah is in terms of doing, but also the sunnah is to leave what the Prophet left. Is to leave what the Prophet had left. My dear brothers in Islam, mind the shirk, for Allah does not forgive shirk. And Allah said in His glorious Quran, it had been revealed unto you, that means Muhammad, وَلَقَدْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيْكَ وَإِلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ, as well as those who had passed before you. لَإِنْ أَشْرَكْتَ, if you setting partners, making a partner with Allah in your worship, لَيَحْبَطَنَّ عَمَلُكَ, all of your deeds, He's talking about good deeds, will be invalidated. So watch out, shirk. Because the essence of this deen is based on Tawheed, monotheism, pure worship to Allah the Almighty. Be righteous to your parents, because they're the second advice, instruction from your Lord after the matter of Tawheed, monotheism. After monotheism, be kind to your parents. The Prophet ﷺ said that if your parents ordered you to exit life, exit it for them. And he said, stick to your mother, paradise is there with her. And he said, the pleasure of Allah is dependent on the pleasure of the father, and the anger of Allah is dependent on the anger of the father. Never abandon the prayer, for whoever abandons the prayer, the protection of Allah with His protection will be far away from him. No more. No more divine guarantee, no more divine insurance for protection. Is out. If you have fasted Ramadan and you want to be granted the reward of fasting one whole year, attach Ramadan with the 6 days of Shawwal. Make fasting for 6 days of Shawwal. So after Ramadan, that will be giving you the reward of 1 year of worship. As if you have fasted, in another hadith, as if you have fasted the whole life. Just for fasting Ramadan and 6 days of Shawwal. My dear brothers, the unity of the Muslim community is very important. And that the Muslim community should be seen far away from tribulations, far away from corruption, because you are an ambassador for your religion in a society that keep observing your actions and stick it to Islam. Be a good model for the others in your trustworthiness, in your truthfulness. How many a non-Muslim decided to become a Muslim because of the good model that he saw with Muslims? Give the rights back to the others, for the rights of the others will never be deleted or erased by Allah, even if they are not Muslims. And whoever took the right of a non-Muslim will have to pay it at the day of judgment. That is why the Prophet, Allah the Almighty said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تُؤَدُّوا الْأَمَانَاتِ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهَا وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. Allah commands you to render trusts to whom they are due, and when you judge between people, to judge with justice. For excellent is that which Allah instructs you. Indeed, Allah is ever hearing and seeing. And what I like among the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when he said it in a very beautiful rhyme, أَدِّ الْأَمَانَةَ إِلَى مَنِ ائْتَمَنَكَ وَلَا تَخُنْ مَنْ خَانَكَ. Give the trust back to the one who entrusted you, and do not cheat the one who cheated you. Do not cheat the one who cheated you. My dear brothers, fear Allah regarding your women. Know that they're weak and they're under your authority. And Allah will be asking you about that authority that Allah had given you. Don't oppress them, thinking that you'll be going away with it. No. You have a day. I wish you're going to be standing before Allah and asking you even about this. The Prophet said, all of you are shepherd, and every shepherd is responsible for his sheep. So discipline your children by the disciplining of Islam, and train them to keep praying to the Almighty Allah. In the time of quarantine, you have enough time to correct the conceptions of your children and plant in them the concept about this worldly life, that it's temporary, it's a station, it's a life of test, and that a person would never be taken anything among the property that he was collecting and preparing over the hereafter. Suddenly he died and leaving all the property to the others, taking with him in his grave nothing but his deeds. Remember that this life is a station in our journey to the real eternal life, which is our motherland. But either two destinies. Destiny of hell may be temporary for those monotheist people who have sins, but they kept maintaining their tawheed, monotheism. So there's a way out, hoped for them. But the second direction, whenever people get in, they will never get out, and that is paradise. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. My dear youth, youngsters, male and female, you should know that Allah had compared and attached obeying Him with the obedience of your parents, and that the unrighteous son to his parents is deprived from paradise. And Allah had preceded the punishment of rebellion against parents by granting him children that they become rebellious against him as well. So Allah will let him taste the bitterness of unrighteousness which he had done or let his parents before taste. Be in the university and school a good model, so people will be guided through you, because people look at your religion that it is your passport. This is your passport. They look at that. So do not disguise Islam. Do not deform Islam to them. Be careful. Mind any kind of betrayal or cheating, because the enemies of the Prophet, who had many fights against him, when they stood before the Roman emperor and he was asking them about the Prophet ﷺ, and they are from Mecca, like Abu Sufyan, one of the questions that he was interrogating them, asking them, did you experience him cheating? They said no. Yet, we don't know. Now we are in truce with him. We don't know what he's going to do in the future. Abu Sufyan said, that's all I could say against him. I was afraid if I made a lie, my people in Mecca back will be blaming me for making a lie. I couldn't make a lie. So he had to tell the truth, that the Prophet Muhammad, despite his fight with them, despite his wars with them, he never cheated them. Mind the major sins. Keep away from drugs, which destroyed a lot of people who thought that they'll be pleased. It will give them pleasure, but it gave them death and misery. And then they did not achieve what they hoped to achieve. Know well that Islam it's a system and a law in which we call in Arabic Sharia. Even in the fields of politics, Islam has a system. Not only a system about how to make wudu, how to perform the prayer, how to purify yourselves. As people prefer the organic vegetables and fruits, we say the law of Allah also is organic, in which people need. No riba is ever allowed. Zakah, donation to be returned to the poor people, it's obligatory. It's the third or the fourth pillar among the pillars of Islam, to donate to the poor people. Allah is testing you. Even people nowadays experienced the beauty of Islam. Even regarding the pandemic, Corona. People had known something about what the Prophet instructed. How he said, stay at home. Don't be a factor of distributing this disease. Stay at home. And if you died because of Corona, you are martyr. Martyr means instant entrance to paradise without passing by hell. Living eternally in paradise. Taking whatever you desire in paradise. In this life, not everything you see you can get. A lot of things you see, but you wish to get, but you don't. At the Day of Judgment, it's the opposite. You can get anything you see, yet Allah has something for you that you did not see, in which He will let you see and take. Allah the Almighty said about His Sharia, شرع لكم من الدين ما وصى به نوحا والذي أوحينا إليك وما وصينا به إبراهيم وموسى وعيسى أن أقيموا الدين ولا تتفرقوا فيه كبر على المشركين ما تدعوهم إليه الله يجتبي إليه من يشاء ويهدي إليه من ينيب. He has ordained for you a religion, what He ordained upon Noah, and what we had revealed to you, and what we enjoined upon Ibrahim and Musa and Isa, and that is, establish the religion and do not be divided by it, and not be divided therein. Difficult for those who associate others with Allah is that to which you invite them. Allah chooses for Himself whom He wills, and He guides to Himself whoever turns back to Him. Let's explore the beauty of Islam. This religion, it identifies for us the reality of this life and our existence. Why we're here, what are we supposed to be doing, where are we going after death. It identifies to us the matter of monotheism, supplicating Allah alone apart from the so-called saints, dead people, seeking needs from the dead people, from the shrines. Allah the Almighty has set for us hudud. Hudud means limits of punishment, by which the blood of the Muslims, the innocent Muslims, will be protected. Like what? Killing the killer. He deprived a soul from life. So if he killed an innocent soul deliberately, then he deserves to be killed. If we don't do that, a lot of corruption of killing will be taking place, in which we suffer nowadays. Go to the South American people, Mexico, many countries, death is just like drinking a cup of water. It's so easy to kill. And people are really complaining. Until when? How can we stop killing? Well, if their politicians say, we're gonna kill the killers, then many organizations will be protesting against. That's too harsh. No, killing the innocent people, children and women, is too harsh. And there is no way to stop it except by that. That is why it's been said that one limit of punishment, like sentence of death for the killer or cutting the hand of the thief, it is better than 40 days of raining. 40 days of raining. It's very fruitful for the harvest, for the fruits, for etc., for your cattle, but punishing the criminals is ever more beneficial even than that water. Fasting is health. It's not only health for the body, it's healthy for the heart. It teaches you how to be patient and how to fear Allah. At the daytime, you're close to the kitchen, you can see whatever your soul asks you, requires you to take. But you say, I fear Allah. No. It's a secret kind of worship. If you want to go ahead and eat, no one can know except Allah the Almighty. And riba is not allowed. Zakah is obligatory. Regarding the limits and the punishments of Allah are over everyone. To the extent that the Prophet said, I swear by Allah, that if Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad, had stolen, Muhammad would be cutting her hand. Which means the law of Allah is over all. No one is exempted. Among the beauties of Islam, the halal slaughtering and avoiding the forbidden kind of food, forbidding drinking the blood, forbidding alcohol, forbidding all kinds of drugs, forbidding eating dogs or swines, etc., etc. Marriage should be by approval of the father. The divorce, is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. But how divorce takes place? If a person got married, got angry with his wife, and he says to her, you're divorced. We say to him, were you controlling yourself or you were out of control? If he said, no, it went out from my mouth because of extreme anger, then we say the divorce didn't take place. All right, how many times you said you're divorced to your wife? 3 times in one session. One session will make it one divorce, even if you said you're divorced 100 times. And one divorce is returnable. And you can return your wife by saying, I'm returning you. Or by having sexual intercourse with her. First. Second, returnable. Third, it's not returnable. You have to taste the consequence of saying to your wife, you're divorced. And now, it is unreturnable. And she had to be married by someone else. If he married her and divorced her, then you can return her to you. This is the beauty. The beauty of Islam. The tales about the beauty of Islam is a lot. And even 100 lectures are not enough for that. But these are a symbol showing the beauty of Islam, in which most people are turning away from and not interested in, and they will be knowing at the Day of Judgment. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قُلْ هُوَ نَبَأٌ عَظِيمٌ. Say, this is a great event. That means the Day of Judgment. أَنْتُمْ عَنْهُ مُعْرِضُونَ. In which you are turning away from. My dear brothers, at that place and at this time, we ask Allah the Almighty by His beautiful names and attributes that He accepts our fasting and our prayer and our donations, and that Allah the Almighty forgive us our sins and accept our works. And we ask Allah the Almighty to drive away, take away that pandemic disaster that caused the death of almost 1 million people nowadays. اللهم إنا نسألك بأسمائك الحسنى وصفاتك العلى أن ترفع عنا هذا الوباء يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وارحمنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم ثبتنا بالقول الثابت في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة. اللهم إنا نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والسلامة من كل إثم والغنيمة من كل بر والفوز بالجنة والنجاة من النار. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. اللهم توفنا وأنت راض عنا واجعل خير أعمالنا خواتيمها وخير أيامنا يوم لقائك والحمد لله رب العالمين. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر ولله الحمد.